So you're gearing up for the brand new Microsoft 365 Copilot certification, the AB-900. And you probably already know it's a whole new kind of challenge. We're going to break down exactly what makes this exam so tricky and look at some seriously effective ways to get ready using a new study guide to show you what really works.
Let's be real for a second. A brand new certification exam can be a little nerve-wracking. This test could be a huge boost for your career, but it's hard to know what to expect or even where to start studying. It's a totally normal feeling, and trust me, you are not the only one feeling it.
Okay, so let's get into it. What is it about this particular exam that's throwing people for a loop? Well, it really just comes down to two big things.
First off, this stuff is brand spanking new. We're talking about Copilot and agent administration, a space that is changing like every single day. The usual study guides and old school best practices, they just haven't caught up yet. And second, the stakes here are super high. Getting certified in Copilot admin puts you right at the front of the line for AI in the business world. Nailing this exam isn't just about getting a new badge. It's a straight-up career rocket ship.
Which brings us to the million-dollar question, the one you're probably asking yourself right now. With all this newness and pressure, how in the world do you walk into that testing center feeling like, yeah, I got this?
Well, that's exactly what we're going to tackle. Let's talk about what a real study partner should look like, something that closes that gap between just knowing the theory and actually being ready for exam day. So one of the new kids on the block designed to solve this exact problem is a Get It Done certified practice exam for the AB-900 from cloudcertificationstore.com. Let's pull back the curtain and see how a resource like this can really get you prepared. You know, the first sign of a really good study tool is how well it lines up with the actual exam. This guide, for example, makes a big point that all its questions are totally original, but they're built to mirror the official exam guides. That means you're not just memorizing random facts, you're actually training your brain to think the way the test wants you to.
The best way to see how this works is to, well, see how it works. So let's get our hands dirty and break down a couple of actual practice questions to really understand the logic you need to pass.
Okay, here's a super common real-world problem. Your company's freaking out a little. They think turning on Copilot might accidentally expose sensitive stuff from some old SharePoint sites with, questionable permissions. You're the admin. What's your absolute first step? All right, looking at the options, you can spot the traps. Just disabling access? That's like using a sledgehammer to crack a nut. Way too much. Applying labels or turning on auditing? Yeah, those are good things to do, but they're not the first preventive thing you should do. The smart move, the correct move, is to run those SharePoint data access governance reports to see what's being overshared in the first place. And this hits on the #1 rule of Copilot. It doesn't create new permissions, it just honors what's already there. The big takeaway is simple. Clean up your existing permissions mess, and you solve the Copilot risk before it even starts. A good practice exam drills this into your head until it's second nature. Let's try another one. This one really gets to the heart of how Copilot actually works. So, two different people ask Copilot the exact same question, word for word, but they get totally different answers. Why? What's the main reason? So, let's look at the options again. Is it just random? No way. Enterprise AI can't just be making things up. Is it because they have different AI models or licenses? Nope, not in this case. The real answer, the one that shows you get it, is that it's all about their individual context in the Microsoft graph. See, Copilot's answers are personalized and secure right from the start. It's grounded in your stuff, your files, your emails, your meetings. You can only see and use the data that you already have permission to see. So, of course, the answer it gives you is going to be different from your coworkers because your data universes are completely different. But listen, a killer study guide isn't just a big pile of questions and answers. It's about giving you a complete game plan to walk in on exam day feeling confident. And that's where something like a final review checklist is an absolute lifesaver. This isn't just a random list. It's a way to double-check that you've covered every single domain on the exam, from the core concepts all the way to responsible AI. It's designed so you leave no stone unturned. And this, right here, is the whole point. This chart says it all. You start out down here in the before bar, feeling a little unsure. But after you work through a guide like this, you build that knowledge, you build that confidence, and you move right up to that after bar. That's when you know you're ready to pass. So, the path to getting certified suddenly looks a lot clearer, doesn't it? It's all about swapping that stress for a solid plan, using tools that are actually proven to get you there. And get this, the couple of questions we just looked at, that's just a tiny peek. To really be ready, you need to practice a lot. The full version of this guide, for instance, is packed with over 400 exam-style questions to make sure you've seen it all. But here's the ultimate seal of approval, hearing from people who've already passed the exam. Users of this guide are saying that over 90% of the practice questions were a dead ringer for what they saw on the actual test. I mean, you can't ask for a better advantage than that. So look, if you're tired of guessing and you're ready to study smart, it's probably time to invest in your career. Stop the guesswork and start preparing with a guide that's built to get you certified. You can check it all out and get yourself exam ready over at cloudcertificationstore.com.